the CBN governor has tried everything possible to make sure that the inflation is where it ought to be. The inflation in this country is where it ought to be. According to what he's saying, he has tried, he has done everything possible, but he has now found out that the reason why things are still skyrocketing is because of the 27 trillion naira and 10 trillion naira borrowed by past governments that CBN borrowed. You know, CBN under Buhari's government, it was what is causing this wahala, all this buhaha. The question now is that Akpabio told us, and they are still telling us in one breath that all the policies that we are going to get it is a lie. Nothing like a policy. So the Tinubu policies will not work. Nothing. He said this is the reason. This money being borrowed is the reason why inflation is still on the high side. There is nothing they can do. All those policies, they are nothing. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Kadoso, has said Nigeria's economy is currently suffering from the consequences of wasteful 27 trillion naira ways and means advance and 10 trillion naira intervention under the past government. This is what Rufai Oseni of Arise TV always talk about. They say, Oseni, go and sit down. He's always talking about ways and means, ways and means. They will say he does not know what he's talking about. Keep quiet. You are rude. You are this. It is really, really, really a pity. Where he alleged that the interventions led to the rising inflation and interest rates. Kadoso also disclosed this on Thursday while speaking at a CEO forum in Lagos. He explained that the country's high interest rate, which stood at 26.5% in May, is driven by increased money supply and subsequent inflation, which forces the Monetary Policy Committee. And you are talking about this period of time, and you have been in office. I'm not getting it. If this, in my own way of understanding what this man is trying to say, if the kind of inflation we have now, as at the time these people who were in government will happen to be you people's party, why is it that the inflation, they collected that money, was it at a day before they left office, or 2 months before they left office, or 3 months before they left office? So it was after your own 1 year we started seeing all this or because almost immediately we started experiencing this inflation, which of course the inflation that occurred during Buhari's time, it was within 1 year. The suffering that they meted on Nigeria, they were able to spread it. But you people's own, you are doing nonsense. You guys, you are buying the government, the governance of this country is so expensive that you don't even look back, you don't even cut cost. We learned that the committee that was set up to negotiate this minimum wage, they collected 1 billion naira. Whether they reduce it to 500 million naira. In the first place, what are they collecting money for? These people, they did not bring them from anywhere. They are the same people who are still working with the government. At the end of the day, the money they paid to discuss nonsense and rubbish, yes, the salaries of the people have not really been fixed. Yes, the people who sat down to say, no, we are going to pay 60,000, they negotiated, they collected huge amount of money to negotiate meager salaries, which the Nigerian people are still rejecting. And you are telling us ways and means that money was borrowed by the previous government, that you are part of the government, because the man that brought you in was part and parcel of that government, and he was saying everything was fine because people were complaining. As at that time, you came in and you added to the problems on ground. The man who is there now said he's going to continue from the man who was there before. So I don't even understand this whole thing. All these policies that you people have been telling us that we're going to see the result at the end of the day. Now you are telling us that it is now the inflation is caused by the actions of Buhari's government. He absolved himself from the decision taken by the MPC over tightening monetary policy measures. According to him, Nigerians must understand that the surge in ways and means and intervention programs has consequences. Cardoso further clarified that the MPC's primary mandate is to reduce inflation, and its decisions are based on data trends rather than emotions. Interest rate is not set by the governor of the central bank. The interest rate is set by the members of the Monetary Policy Committee. So all those ones, are they in opposition, or the monitor? What they are saying now is or the people that you are referring to, they are in another country, or they are with another government. I don't understand this kind of a thing. Oh, If you understand, please let us know. If you have a knowledge of what this man is saying, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not making any sense. Thankfully, we have monetary policy committee comprised of independent-minded people who are solely driven by data. The MPC has made it very clear that for them, the major issue is taming inflation, and has also made it very clear that they will do whatever is necessary to tame inflation. Sadly, we have a situation where a lot of money supply went into the system. We all saw ways and means soared to 27 trillion. We saw interventions of a 10.5 trillion naira. It has its consequences. In large respect, that is what we are paying for now, Cardoso said. Recall that under embattled former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, Nigeria's borrowing from the Apex Bank rose to 27 trillion naira. On June 25th, the Debt Management Office blamed the scrutinization of 4.90 trillion naira ways and means loan and foreign exchange differences for the surge in Nigeria's debt by 24 trillion naira to 121 trillion naira at the end of the first quarter 2024. You see, all the blame, not them. So Akpabio don't talk and say now when they don't come out, you will now begin to see the effect of this nonsense they have done. We are beginning to see it, but they said that maybe that is when you need to blame them. All of them are not saying anything now. Anybody that is coming to talk, they will say, oh, because this, they will now begin to go personal. This man that is in their party, Ndume, said a lot of things. Instead of them to say, oh, Ndume, this is not right. You are not part of the economic team. You are saying that inflation, you are saying this and this and that. See, what and what, this is this. Then you can't say. The next thing, oh, Ndume, when you fix your children in CBN, you are getting no manner of privileges and contracts here and there. You didn't know that Nigerians are suffering. What is the correlation between that? Once you don't catch them, and so they go personal. Now them. Now they are trying to box Peter Obi of not saying anything. Now Peter Obi don't be like say he don't slow down now. They say they define her. Ndume can't carry the matter for head. He's not even in the opposition. He's still within them in the same ruling party. And you are still borrowing. So you are telling us that it is as a result of the inflation is caused by Emefiele and the rest of them. But you are still borrowing money. But why that kind of money, like one former president, Senate president should be arrested because he approved the money? My brother, he will approve because of his own commission. Join your APC government, right? Tell your pretending president to probe the last government. This man has come to the end of the road. All his formula is not working and is now looking for an escape route. Why can't government functionaries be trusted to say things as they are? The problem was caused by irresponsible policies being implemented by the government, excess liquidity in the hands of our politicians, extravagant lifestyle, and expanding the political space through appointments and creating new ministries. No, they won't do them. Their days are numbered. Oh, really? Cardoso, you are a pathological liar. This inflation is caused by petrol subsidy removal and flotation of naira. Both are done by your principals. Yes, you are right, but I think they do it because money is needed, but only God will save us. Save who? But you and the present administration are still borrowing a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you have borrowed in 1 year much more than the past administration borrowed in 4 years. So who is fooling who? I beg, go sit down. Go sit down for gutter. Make I see rude. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.